Hello everyone, this is just gonna be a chill video today. I just thought I would do this for fun because Spirit Phone is like my favorite album from any artist ever. So I got bad news. The screen recording software I was previously using is now completely outdated. I tried reinstalling it like 4 times and it didn't work because my computer just like forced itself without my consent to update the software from Windows 10 to Windows 11. And now like a lot of my shit is outdated and I can't use it. I can't even use Firefox anymore because of this shit. The screen recording software I was using is just called ScreenRec. It will show on the screen right now. So if you guys like are familiar with this program and like know what to do to get it back, because I actually really liked it. It was like the best kind of recording software for me. Please let me know in the comments. As you can see now, if you look between these tiers, I had to get a new one and it's being pretty greedy. I'm really sorry for that, but you're just gonna have to deal with that, I'm afraid. Let's just like all not mention this. So Spirit Phone, I will be ranking the tracks, every single track. The main tracks, the bonus tracks, and even the demo tracks. Because yes, the demos are cool as hell too. Okay? I will not take any shit on that. More people need to pay attention to the demo tracks and the bonus tracks too, I guess. So the way I will be ranking these is like, just to be clear, for like 99.9% of these, I didn't look into what they mean exactly. Like what Neil's intention was with these songs. Because frankly, I just don't care. That sounds mean, but like, of course I care. But I do also like to have my own interpretation of it. And my interpretation of the songs may not be what Neil intended. And that's okay. Because when you're an artist, you're just gonna have to accept the fact that, you know, sometimes people are going to interpret your work their own way. Like at the end of the day, I think songs are like one of the most ambiguous things ever. I don't know. But the point is that for a lot of these, I will say like how I envisioned them in my mind, what sort of story I gave them in my mind, and you may be thinking, what the hell, that's not it at all, and to that I say I don't care. So I will be ranking these based off like what I make of them and just in general like how well like they sound musically. In my opinion, of course, just to be clear, this is all my opinion. So if you're mad at me for it, go make your own tier list. And also just in general, like maybe if a few of these songs are like dear to me in some way, usually they're gonna get special treatment. So, of course, this is going to be very biased all around because these are my opinions. This is my bias. Lifetime Achievement Award. So, the way I interpret this is like, I've always imagined it as like a mad scientist that's like really, really obsessed with this one celebrity specifically. The celebrity eventually died, and the mad scientist who is obsessed with them, like, is actively working to revive them and put them back on the stage when the celebrity themselves doesn't want that and like they actually want to stay dead. But the mad scientist is of course mad as hell. And this could be interpreted as a toxic relationship, you know, toxic yaoi, for instance. So that definitely bumps it up. That's just how I interpret it. Again, that's like if I were to envision an animatic for the song in my head, that would be the plot of it. And I do like that idea a lot. I do like that plot a lot. And just the song itself in general sounds amazing. Like, it's so fun, it has great lyrics, and I do like the fact that it references like Michael Jackson's Thriller or something like in the outro. I feel like a lot of people like Lifetime Achievement Award isn't like as popular as Touchtone Telephone or Cabinet Man or Eighth Wonder, but I feel like it should be. Maybe it's like just a little bit too long for most people, and like yeah, the intro is kind of drags on, and so does the outro, but the outro especially, I feel like it's justified. I feel like the outro honestly adds more to the story with that whole, I can actually recite this from memory. Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this record in no way endorses a belief in the occult, just repeated over and over, and like it's like a speaker talking to like an audience, like it's an actual like cult or something, and like they're making their followers like repeat it back to them. It's really cool, actually. So just for this, you know what? I'm putting it in S tier. This is a pretty banger song. I feel like it does kind of get overlooked sometimes. Maybe I don't have a right to say that. I don't know like how underrated it is exactly. I just like in general, I haven't seen as many like animations with it, nearly as much as I have with Touchstone Telephone or Cabinet Man. And I feel like Lifetime Achievement Award deserves that love. So next up is Touchstone Telephone. This is also a great song. Again, the outro kind of drags on. It's like a whole minute, but I will usually give these like a pass because like in general the whole album is structured in a way that like the outro of one song fades into the intro of the next song, and I always found that to be really cool. So like just because of that, I'm gonna give these a pass no matter how long they drag on, even though I do feel like the outro for Touchstone Telephone doesn't really blend at all into the intro of Cabinet Man, because Cabinet Man like just starts off like suddenly when Touchstone Telephone like faded slowly into silence. I feel like those don't really, like, they aren't really connected in that way, but whatever. The music is great. The lyrics are great. I've envisioned this as a conspiracy theorist. Maybe, for instance, two friends where, like, as they've gotten older, they've slowly drifted apart. One of them became, like, a very successful scientist of sorts, and one of them became a conspiracy theorist. Like, they like, something just went horribly wrong in their life, and now they're into all of these insane theories, and they keep trying to reconnect with their old friend to tell them about those theories. And like if their old friend is like a scientist, it'll be like, hey, can you help me like prove these theories? I swear I'm not crazy. But their friend is just like, can you get out of here? And with this plot, this was the inspiration for one of my AUs, so that does also make it quite dear to me personally. And not to mention that part where like it goes quiet for a bit and like the music just like builds up and it's like this really dramatic, like tense moment. And I've always envisioned that part as like the protagonist like calling their friend and like waiting for them to pick up. It's really cool. S tier as well. Cabinet Man is great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like compared to Lifetime Achievement Award and Touchstone Telephone, it's just a solid A. I do love Cabinet Man as much as the next guy, but like musically it just doesn't like excite me as much. My favorite kind of music is like the really high energy adrenaline pumping music. That's why I listen to like a lot of Vocaloid, because that's where like the vibe it tends to give. For example, Butcher Vanity, Left Behind Generation, Future Chancer, all of that. And like Cabinet Man just kind of pales a little bit in comparison. I mean, I do like the choruses, and especially that one where like it just sounds like crunchier, like heavier. Like Cabinet Man is really getting mad at you now, but he's trying to mask it. I do like that part a lot, but again, compared to these two, it's just a solid A. While I'm here, I would like to mention that the story I have in mind for Cabinet Man, I mean, I feel like everyone universally kind of has the same plot in mind when they like make little animatics in their head to this song. But you know, like a man that has died and his organs were put into an arcade machine, but like the spirit of the man is like still there because his organs are there, like they're connected, and so the machine is like possessed by him. He's like a spirit, and he's like kind of like malevolent because he's driving all these kids insane with all his fun games and all of that to keep making them play. And on the other hand, I feel like he is also malevolent because he low-key also kind of wants to escape and is also like trying to get that across in a very threatening manner. Like he's actively losing his shit as well because he's just been so consumed by this machine body that like he's just lost his mind, but he's still trying to act normal for the sake of his players. And just to clarify, if I put a song in D tier, that doesn't mean I hate it or anything. I love all of these songs. Maybe if I put it in D tier, it's just not that important to me personally. Or there really is something I just didn't like about it. But like the overall song at all, I didn't hate. No-Eyed Girl. No-Eyed Girl, honestly, I feel like is pretty underrated. The plot I've had in mind is a young man that's like really like unlucky and lonely, and his life just sucks. He's desperate for love. No matter who gives him love, he will take it as long as it's love. And I imagine it that like he somehow encounters a sort of, not alien, but like I guess alien, but like just a regular looking woman. The only difference is that she has no eyes. In general, like in my head, I also envision her to have no mouth but still be able to speak. But when she does speak, it's some strange language that the young man doesn't understand. And because the young man is in the presence of like this alien, you know, they're not supposed to like be near each other. And the alien just has this like aura around her that like slowly drives him insane and like more and more in love with her, where like he just agrees to like everything she says because he's just that head over heels for her. And it's starting to get like scary, like the alien realizes she can use that to her advantage. So yeah, No-Eyed Girl, honestly, A tier as well. Again, doesn't get me like as excited as Lifetime Achievement Award or Touchstone Telephone, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Honestly, I would say it's in between S and A. It's in between Lifetime Achievement Award and Cabinet Man. But A tier, I guess. When he died, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't like this one. And like I that doesn't mean that like I hate it, but the whole song in general is like the only song on the album that like actually genuinely unsettles me. I don't know why. I think it's just like because of the rhythm it has, the way the lyrics are sung, and especially that part with the laughing record. It like just drags a little bit too long for me, and it really like gives me the creeps. Like it genuinely freaks me out. I'm sorry if there are any When He Died stands in the chat, but your song is fucking scary. Sweet Bod. Now, I always appreciate a little song about cannibalism or something adjacent to cannibalism. Oh, but wait. Oh no, it's not cannibal, it's strictly medicinal. Whatever it is, you know, I do, like, there's just something about it, it just has this weird little charm. The protagonist is clearly someone who is not to be trusted, someone who is fucking crazy, someone who is a danger to society, yet, like, the way it's sung, he just has this charisma about him that, like, you can't help but, like, be hooked on whatever the hell he's blabbering about. So, Sweet Bod, I would give it an S. I don't really have like a set story in mind for this one. It's kind of fuzzy. I would say that like maybe the protagonist is similar to Lifetime Achievement Award. They're obsessed with one other person and like that person died, but they're trying to bring them back and they're like being really creepy about it when the person they're reviving isn't nearly as much into it. So yeah, Eighth Wonder, gonna be honest guys, it's a great song of course, I just feel like it's a little bit overrated. I feel like it's kind of been like, I don't know why this one got so popular, because honestly compared to like the rest of the album, it's like pretty bland. Honestly, a little bit like more bland than Cabinet Man. Bland is a strong word, and like I don't actually mean bland, I don't mean like this is boring, it's not, but like it's not as fun, you know, it's like it's too chill for me, and like the story itself is cute and all, it's just not something that interests me personally. So I would put it in C tier. The story I have in mind for this one is like some sort of creature that's like a mix of a lot of different things at once, and like they're meandering about, causing mischief and all of that, just having a grand old time, and then they're eventually captured by whoever Jim is and put in their basement, and they're like, I want out of here, let me out. So yeah, Ancient Aliens, this one, I don't want to say it's forgettable, but like it's more it's like, I think it's like slightly more fun than Eighth Wonder, but it's also a little bit more forgettable than Eighth Wonder, probably because again Eighth Wonder has been made like really really popular for some reason. Ancient Aliens, there's like an ongoing theme here of like characters that are strange or crazy. Ancient Aliens, I just imagine is like some protagonist that's like really into conspiracy theories, like really similar to the one from Touchstone Telephone, but like even worse. And like he's just yapping, he's just blabbering about. B tier, it's fine. Soft Fuzzy Man, big fan of this one, honestly. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Soft Fuzzy Man, I've always imagined, is about some guy, specifically a ghost of sorts, or like a spirit made out of clouds or something. Like there's clearly like weather phenomena going on around here, and he falls in love with like a regular human and is trying to express his love, but like the human finds him low-key scary because of the fact he's a ghost. So like he's all like fucked up and all of that, but like he's genuinely trying, like he's not trying to be scary, he's just trying to show his love, but the human is a little bit freaked out anyway, but like also a little bit kinda into it. So yeah, I think that's pretty cute. I do like the idea of like a weather ghost or something. Honestly, it's in between S and A. I'm actually gonna promote it to an S. As your father, I expressly forbid it. Now this one, this one is a banger. I do like it. It's a pretty simple plot when you first listen to it, but like when you really look into the lyrics, maybe these are just like my daddy issues talking, but I feel like when you really read into it and like think about this character, this protagonist, and like why would he phrase it this way? Why would he say this specifically? What does this show about him? For example, the second verse where he's looking for his medicine and blames his child and then says, "Oh, never mind, I found my medicine. I'm sorry that I yelled at you, but let this be a lesson. If you ever steal my medicine, that's what I'll do. I'll yell at you." So I feel like that kind of gives me the idea that like this character is clearly someone that has like a really bad temper, but like does genuinely feel guilty about it at times, but he's not used to apologizing at all. So like whenever he does have to apologize, he just does it kind of like awkwardly and then goes back to just like being an angry little shit. But I feel like, again, at the end of the day, there is like a guilt with this character. So this, I would put it in A tier. It's also just like really catchy as well. I Earn My Life. I Earn My Life, this one, honestly, it's one of, if not the favorite of mine from the entire album. I Earn My Life is clearly like a direct continuation of As Your Father, I Expressly Forbid It, and it really gives more insight into this father character and exactly what's been going on through his life and what's made him act so like angry and imposing. And it turns out that he himself is like really, really stressed and like is trying his best, but I feel like it's just like there's generational trauma going on. There's like being blinded by like seeing your parent as a role model and just trusting everything they say regardless of like if it's good or bad, and just like carrying that with you forever. And there's even like suicidal ideation or something. Just like depression overall, being overworked, constantly having to stress about like fucking everything. It's just, I feel like it just really strikes a chord in me. This song is also kind of like, for all the Rootstock AU fans, you Spice. This is literally his theme song. I don't remember if no, I'm pretty sure I made him and then attached a song to him after, but regardless, because of that connection, this song is very dear to me. This is again, one of, if not the favorite of mine from the entire album. It's just I just love the theme of it. I love how it sounds musically as well, and that one part where he's just what have I done to earn this life? It makes me so sad, honestly. But that's what's good about it. It's it really makes you feel, and it really makes you think. Reaganomics. Reaganomics. Honestly, Reaganomics, I feel it's pretty fun. I would put it in S tier. Reaganomics, I've always imagined it's about this young guy, maybe recently turned 18 or even younger than that, even 16 or 17, and he has a girlfriend the same age, and he's singing this song to her, and this is about the new generation, Gen Z or something, that understands better than the previous generations, that something is going on in the world, this world is built on injustice, and we literally need to take the system down because this is fucked up. And I feel this is like a boy singing to his girlfriend that hey, if I were the president, I would
like, I would make the world better for everyone, but especially for you. I feel like there's just such, like, and it's not naive or anything. I feel like it's actually kind of, like, hopeful. It's like, it's like really optimistic and all that. Like, he genuinely believes he can do all of this, and I think that sort of vibe is just great. I feel like it's really fun to listen to. It really just like lifts your spirits. A stark contrast to the song directly before it, but yeah, reaganomics, honestly, I feel like it's pretty great. Man-made object, I would also say, is very underrated. Back in the day, I think it was my favorite. Now it's just kind of like, I Earn My Life is now the favorite. Man-made object, though, still has a pretty special place in my heart because of this guy. But my vision for it is the protagonist is some architect that, like, has all these crazy, like, huge ideas. He's, like, really, really ambitious. But he is, like, also, like, there is also this insecurity that he can't create everything he has in his mind, and that, like, really upsets him, honestly. But he keeps, like, looking forward, like, to a bright future and all of that, where, like, he can build all of these and he can make a better world for everyone with his buildings. I feel like the overall theme of this song, to me, is ambition, and I do strongly connect with that theme. You know, my mom has said that I am very ambitious. I do recognize that I am an ambitious person, so I do completely understand and relate to this protagonist. It would be between S and A, but I'll just give it an A. Spiral of Ants was also one of my favorites back in the day. I think it's still pretty cool. I do like the concept. I do like this idea that, like, for those who don't know, an ant spiral, also called a death spiral, oopsies, is when ants just, like, start following each other in a circle and just, like, keep doing that until they get exhausted and die. And with this, like, dark fact, this dark theme, it's sort of like a cognitive dissonance of sorts, with this song being so upbeat and trying to paint the ant spiral as, like, a good thing, as like a win for the ants, when it really isn't. It's really, like, honestly, it's really cool that, like, this song makes you think that, oh, the ants are having a great time, when in reality an ant spiral is a pretty bad thing, because they're gonna fucking kill themselves. But, like, they're just so, like they're not even, like, realizing that that's gonna happen. They just keep going regardless of how exhausted they are, regardless of the other bugs laughing at them. They just keep going. And it's like, it's also this sort of, like, weird, like, sense of determination. It's like, really, like I said, the song makes you think this is, like, a really optimistic situation. And because of that, honestly, I would say genius writing, S tier. And also, it just sounds fun musically. So that's it for the main tracks. Now, the bonus ones, there are quite a few. Angelfire is just an instrumental. I don't really have much to say about it. It is really fun, but again, it is just, like, an instrumental. It's a good, like, interlude between the main tracks and the start of the bonus tracks. It's a good interlude for that. B tier or A tier? I'll give it a B tier. Why not? Angry People, I feel like is very, very underrated. S tier, honestly. Definitely one of my favorites from the bonuses. But there's just something, like, it's fucking crazy. Like, we're angry people turning into tigers, turning into wolves. Like, where did that come from? It's a very fun listen, but it does also have, like, really deep lyrics when you, like, really think about it, because it's also, like, a critique on, like, the current state of the world, and, like, how, like, everyone is conditioned to be stressed and, like, angry or upset and all of that because of the workload that, like, they get from their jobs and all of that. And, like, overpopulation, losing water, global warming, and all of that. It's really great. Cabinet Man demo. This is also just an instrumental. It's pretty fun. I like to envision it as, like, the starter theme for the Cabinet Man machine. When you play it on that arcade machine, whatever game it is, this would be, like, the start menu theme. Pretty fun, I guess. B tier. Cat Hacks. This is also just an instrumental. It is also fun to listen to. B tier. Crisis Actors. A tier. I will say that, like, I had, like, a certain, like, very brief obsession with this song where I thought, oh, this is fucking great. And it is, but like now it's also kind of died down a bit. Now the lyrics are just like, I mean, they are great and all, but my favorite part is just like at the end where they keep saying malevolent gods are better than none. I don't know, like I don't even know like what that means, but like the sound of it is so like the way Neil sings it, like with that waver in his voice, like the protagonist is just like sort of becoming like hopeless or something. Oh, it's that part is really, really great. I do like the ending of this song a lot. That's why it's on S tier, because like the whole song is fun, but nothing makes me feel the way the ending specifically makes me feel. Geocities is also mostly just an instrumental until the end. I do also feel like the end kind of drags on, but you know, Geocities is very fun to listen to. The musical composition of it, the specific sound effects that are used, it's a lot of fun to listen to. Like, just take a listen. Isn't that just fun? It is very fun. B tier though. Gravitron. I do believe that, like, according to this one YouTube comment I saw, Neil's sister worked on Gravity Falls, and Gravitron was supposed to be a sort of like theme song for Gravity Falls. Maybe if I was a Gravity Falls fan, I would care more about this song. But I'm not, and so I kind of don't. It's an instrumental. Again, B tier. It's fine. Kubrick and the Beast. I actually don't remember how this one went. Hold on. Right. Okay, Kubrick and the Beast is also another instrumental. A lot of the bonus tracks are just instrumentals. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, I'm gonna demote it to a C. Look, I don't know why I sound so angry. I have nothing against this song, but it's just like, even compared to the other instrumentals, it's just like, it's too happy for me. Moon's Request. I do love Moon's Request. A lot. I would say it's in between S and A for me. I'll put it in A tier though. Moon's Request, I don't really know like how to describe the vision I have in mind for it, but I guess like just like regular humans, like this community of people like living their lives, they're all shown doing different things, but they do it by the moon. This community of people believes something divine about the moon, and like they do it for the moon. So there is also this sense of like, not insanity, these people aren't insane for like believing the moon for that way, but there is this sense of like belonging and community and like trust and safety in their relationship with the moon. Pizza Heroes, you know, the lyrics are pretty silly. This is a very silly song. A tier. Redesign Your Logo. You know what? I don't regret this choice. Redesign Your Logo is my favorite from the bonus tracks, especially the 2010 live backing video. It just makes my neurodivergent heart so happy. It has like just the right amount of like too much going on, but not so much that it's overstimulating, and I really enjoyed those types of music videos like the most, and Redesign Your Logo just hits all those spots perfectly, especially with the fact it's like a PowerPoint presentation. I'm so obsessed with this song that I literally recreated this chart from the music video. I put it onto paper and taped it to my wall, and it's still there as we speak. So I'm very normal about this song. I envision it as some sort of like marketing like salesman or something at like a TED Talk tried to pitch this new logo design for a company, but it's become so like oversaturated and like really like dystopian sounding. Like I saw this one comment, I don't remember on like which video of this song it was, but like the lyric "say goodbye to conflict, that design's rejected." They thought it doesn't mean like say goodbye to conflict, we're not gonna fight anymore, we're only gonna live in peace, but rather they're discarding the design of conflict for something they find better. And I feel like that idea is really, really cool. Just the whole song overall has this sort of like dystopian vibe. And yet the spokesperson in the song also, again, like Sweet Bod, he's like saying all of these weird and low-key dystopian things, like subtly dystopian things, like very trying to manipulate the audience. And it totally works because he just has this like natural charisma about him that like he's totally using to his advantage. It's great. Sweet Bod demo. though. Compared to the actual sweet bod, this is definitely pale in comparison. But again, it is a demo, so you know it makes sense why it would be. B tier, I suppose. It's still a fun listen. You're at the party. You're at the party. I have a weird connection with this song. I can't really explain. I feel like this is the kind of song that would like unsettle most people. And like, because the lyrics are very unsettling, but to be specifically, there is a sort of like, compared to when he died, there is a sort of like comfort in this disturbance. I don't know. Maybe I just connect with it because it's narrated in like the second person plural, so I think that plural? Why did I say that? It's narrated in the second person, so I feel like that also adds to like why it might be disturbing for some people, because it's sort of like this psychological, almost like horror kind of thing, where like you're basically forced to insert yourself into the song and in the situation, and it's just like, ugh, I don't want to do that. But I feel like, to me, it just reminds me of like a weird dream you would have. Again, the protagonist, which is you, is narrated to like be sick with like a fever or something. So this is, I do interpret this as just like a regular fever dream, and none of this is like actually going on. You're gonna be fine, you know? You're at the party. It's not a nightmare, and whatever else. So, honestly, S tier. Now it's time for the demo tracks. All these worlds are yours except Europa, attempt no landing there. This is a demo for Spiral of Ants. Now this specific snippet of the instrumental, this is also just an instrumental, I do like that part of the instrumental a lot. So yeah, A tier I guess. It is also, again, just like Angelfire, it's a pretty good interlude between the bonus tracks and the demo tracks. Ivanushka. There was a period in my life in like 2022 where like I was obsessed with this song, and this was my favorite from the entire album. It did also inspire me to create Her, which I did also name Ivanushka after the song. It did also inspire me to create a fictional species of mushroom people that like I have not visited since. But because of this, it is also like dear to me. Even if I don't find it as deep as I Earn My Life or Redesign Your Logo, I still like it a lot personally. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. S tier. Mocks You. I don't remember what demo this song is for, but like it is also just like a fun little ditty. B tier. Nothing to Worry About. I do believe this is the one for No White Girl. It's not like a part of No White Girl, but the voice is just like really, really weird and like kind of slurred and like also alien sounding. I do like to imagine this as like the aftermath of No White Girl, where like the alien has like completely like consumed her human lover, and her human lover has also become an alien, and this is his voice after all of that. So, you know what? A tier, even if it's pretty short. One weird tip is pretty long, but I feel like there's a sort of like charm to that, because the whole like theme of One Weird Tip is like those kinds of spam emails you get. Just like all of them like meshed together, like just constantly getting bombarded with spam emails and all of that. There was just something like about like internet or like computer themed music like this that I just greatly enjoy. It's like one of my favorite aesthetics, I guess. Webcore? Yeah, webcore. So I do like the song for this reason quite a bit. Although, again, because it's so long, I can't recall the entire song off the top of my head. I'll just put it in A. Party in My Hard Drive. Party in My Hard Drive, I do believe, is the demo for Man-Made Object. B tier as well, I guess. It's just a short little instrumental. And this is our full tier list. This will be chopped down in editing, but like the actual recording was like 41 minutes. I thought it would be like way shorter than that. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have different opinions, feel free to tell me about them if you really feel like it, but just like be respectful about it, please, and thank you. Bye! What did I do here? Why are there so many? Why are there so many? Why are there so many layers? What did I do?